There once lived a merchant who sold fruits to support his family in a bustling town. He had 2 sons and a wife. His eldest kid was confident and friendly, but his youngest son was quite introverted and scared to talk to people. Because of his reserved attitude, the youngest son was frequently viewed as stupid. His innocence was taken advantage of by many, yet he never voiced any complaints. The merchant scolded his younger son severely since he was often annoyed by his shy nature. But the boy's self-esteem only got worse as a result of this. The youngest son's lack of confidence had an impact on his schooling as he grew older. Fear kept him from writing the answers during the test, and he had trouble learning. As he grew older, his father asked him to help in the shop, but his fear followed him there too. One day, while his father was away, some men came. They said, "Your father sent us to collect the fruits." The young man hesitated, but he said nothing, and just like that, they took everything. When his father returned, he was furious. "You fool! You've ruined everything. Leave and never come back." The young man was broken. He strolled to the riverbank, heartbroken. He felt so ashamed that he no longer saw the purpose of life. "I'll always be a failure." He was about to fall into the river when a young student saw him and pulled him back to safety. "Why did you save me?" the young man asked harshly. "I have no purpose in life. I am incapable of doing anything correctly." "Life is given only once," the student softly responded. "You can overcome failure and achieve success if you are still alive. However, you will never realize your full potential if you give up." The young man expressed his grief. "I am shy and weak. Because of this, my father hates me. I have no education and people call me a fool. Does someone like me even deserve to live?" "My teacher can answer that question," the student answered with a smile. "Join me." After considerable convincing, the young man eventually agreed to go with the student to his teacher's class. There, a respected teacher was sitting in meditation beneath a big tree. The young man and a student bowed to him. The young man started crying as soon as he saw him. The master questioned, "Why are you crying, my child?" "You are my last hope. If you cannot help me, I will end my life," the young guy responded. The young man told the master his whole life story. After the master patiently encouraged him to talk about his issues. After paying close attention, the master added, "I have a solution for you, but before I tell you, you must follow my instructions for the next 3 days. I can assure you that your life will change if you finish my work." The young man agreed, desperate for hope. On the first day, the master gave the order to go talk to 10 strangers. Write down their responses when you ask them about their lives. Despite his hesitation, the young guy did as the master advised. He continued in trying even though some people neglected him and others were rude. Before nightfall, he had made a few new pals and had conversed with 10 people. He went back to the master, pleased with his accomplishments, and told him about them. On the second day, the master instructed him to teach 10 young pupils about the usefulness of water. The young man was surprised. "How can I teach if I don't have a formal education?" When he complained, the master smiled and replied, "Those kids don't know that you feel ignorant. Just share what you already know." The young man stood nervously in front of the students, his hand shaking as he began to speak. After describing 5 uses for water, he vanished. Upon his return to the master, he stated, "I was so scared, but I did it." "Try again," the master said. The young man talked with greater assurance this time. The young man discovered he was no longer scared by the end of the lesson. The teacher complimented him, saying, "You are more courageous than you realize." On the 3rd day, the master assigned the hardest duty. "Today, you have to go see your father today and ask for his forgiveness." The young man was scared. "No, I will never be forgiven by him. I can't look him in the eye." The master strongly stated, "I won't give you the final solution if you refuse." The young man gathered all his bravery and went back home. He sincerely apologized to his father and pledged to earn his respect. The merchant pardoned his son and granted him another opportunity in the business after witnessing his transformation. The young man came back to seek for the secret to success. The master smiled and replied, "You have already discovered it yourself. Your fear was your worst enemy, not your shyness. The way you present yourself is how people perceive you. Even if you feel weak, act confident and no one will question you. Believing in oneself is the source of true strength." The young man bowed before the master, tears coming out of his eyes. "Now that I understand, I will no longer let fear to rule my life. I will prove my abilities to the whole world." The same young man went on to become a well-respected businessman years later, respected for his confidence and insight. Confidence is not something we are born with, it is something we develop. Even the most timid individual can become powerful if they choose to believe in themselves. Our biggest limits exist only in our mind. Fear and self-doubt might prevent us from moving forward, but bravery and perseverance can change everything. The young man thought he was destined to fail, but he changed his life by confronting his worries. When we move beyond our normal comfort zones, our confidence grows. The way we choose to show ourselves is how society, in general, sees us. Believe in yourself. Take small steps forward and you will find strength you never knew you had.